Hello everyone. Are we ready? Can you hear me well? In the back? Okay, great. Let's begin. My name is Jad Daniel. I'm the IT Campus Service Desk Manager at American University of Beirut. And I'm here to talk with you about inclusive design guidelines and tips for digital content. All right? We're gonna share our thoughts. Basically, I'm gonna try to move as much as I can from the presentation mode to be more of a discussion or interactive session. So let's begin. With a small exercise. Pick one sticky note and pass it on. See. No, non mi arranca. Okay, as you can see, so what's written on the board says, please write one disability on a sticky note, just one. The first thing you think about. Yeah, I need you. English or Arabic? Alright, I need you to write one disability, the first disability that you can think about on the sticky note. Any disability, the first thing you come into your mind. Are we ready? Please, from back on, let's move the sticky notes forward. Okay. Not yet? All right. So I need the sticky notes, please. Thank you. Here. Okay, so I got your answers. I got several ideas. Basically, I'm gonna start with the first one, which says physical disability. Okay, a physical disability, I'm gonna use this sticky note. I'm lucky to get this point first because I'm gonna use it as a big title. Why is it I'm gonna use it as a big title, as a headline? It includes many times. Can we just think of more deep? Broken leg. Paralyzed arm. Deafness. It is basically physical, but it can also go somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah. Complete bed rest. Complete paralysis, maybe. Alright, basically we got some small ideas that can fall under some answers that can fall under physical disability. I have another one here, it's called blind. I have ADHD. What can we consider ADHD? Cognitive, thank you. Being able to speak properly falls under speech. I'm gonna keep the speech here. Hearing disability. Yeah. I have memory loss. It could be cognitive, exactly. So under same category with ADHD. Visual impairments. Under with the visual problem, with the visual disability, blind and visual impairments. Being paralyzed goes under physical. Public speaking, speech, could be speech, and that could be also part of cognitive, because people that their fear from, it could be that the origin of this disability could be fear of speaking in public. So it could be psychological disability. I'm going to leave it with the speech. Visual disabilities goes under blind. Visual disabilities. Good quality. ADHD again. Psychomotor under physical. Blindness, visual. ADHD again, visual impairment, visual. Vision disability, visual Down syndrome. Anxiety, paralysis, attention span, ADHD, electricity cuts. Whoa, that's specific to Lebanon, I think. unless you mean something. Unless exactly something related to the brain, which is epilepsy or something, that could be over here under cognitive also. So I'm going to consider it under cognitive. Physical disability, deafness, hearing, visual disability, and visual again. No. And that's it. Wonderful. So, do you think over here we listed everything, every disability? No. Okay. Let's say, what do you consider, for example, if I'm over here, all right, and I went to Colombia or to Spain? They speak Spanish, but I don't speak Spanish. I am disabled. So, disability could be anything, not just what we know. It could be something, any barrier that we can call it as a barrier that's preventing us from achieving what we are there for. Language could be a disability. What else? Signs could be a disability. I don't know sign language. That's a disability for me. Alright? So that disability will prevent me from achieving what I need. We're going to talk, basically, I'm going to talk an outline over here about web accessibility. Basically, that's the main subject of our course. And how to design web, digital content, or like websites, platforms, mobile apps, any digital content to be more accessible. We're going to talk about web content accessibility guidelines. We're going to talk about the designer checklist what the designers should think of when they designing any digital content, and that's the core of our session today. And I'm gonna go a little bit or like skim over the checklist for developers, because over here.
Sorry. But please, can you turn off the interior lights?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, let me check.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So our main session over here, when producing any digital content, we have two parts: the design and the implementation. The implementation basically is what the developers does, and the design. Okay, and the design is the part where we start with the digital content. So our workshop over here basically focus more on the design part and what we need to have to think of, or before starting designing or when designing, like small guidelines and tips to do that. Okay, accessibility refers to designing product web accessibility. Sorry, or digital accessibility refers to designing product, services, and environments to be equally accessible for everyone. Okay? Let's look around. Let's look at each other over here. Do you think everyone is here? Let me rephrase, sorry. Does this group reflect the word everyone? Okay, let's see this picture then. Do you think this picture? Well, this picture is I got it from Google. I didn't know that honestly the source. When I typed everyone or when I typed diversity, I got this image, and this is to describe this image. It's image of several people from different backgrounds. All right. So we can see over here different cultures exactly. Like the guy over here is wearing something like to represent India. I don't know if he's Indian here. For me, he looks more Arabic, honestly, Middle Eastern than Indian. Anyway, okay. Who else is here? Who else is here representing this picture? African people, so different. It's not only culture; it's different races. Yeah, it's still over here representing the difference of Arab, maybe European. So, who's missing? Disabled.
But they may have
Maybe, yeah, definitely. Someone may have cognitive disability. Over here we have maybe some disability related to vision. He's wearing some visual aid, let's say, and that reminds me. To use mine. Okay. Other than disabilities, is someone missing over here? Children, age differences are not present over here. So, not all. So, everyone designing something for everyone is really not easy, and it needs a lot of practice, exercise, and a lot of effort, a lot of let's say. But like understanding of everyone's case, the needs of everyone, so we'll be able to design something for everyone. Okay, web accessibility is the idea of making digital platform services, content, and tools accessible. As I said, there's two parts. Like it includes websites, digital content, electronic communications, and mobile apps, and any other digital documentations, emails, documents, any digital content. In this presentation, you will be more involved. You will be more introduced to digital accessibility and things to think about when designing digital content, as I said before. We have something called the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. which is an international recognized standards created by the World Wide Web Consortium, W3C. The link is https://www.w3 3.org. Okay, it's similar to, I think you know something called ISO. Some companies, if you come from a business background, there's the ISO, International Standards Organization, that they set standards. Over here we have the same, it's something called WCAG, setting up standards or guidelines to produce digital content that is accessible. The purpose of WCAG standard is to define how to make website or any online content more accessible, or digital content, not only online, more accessible to people with disabilities. And next to, on this slide, next to the text, there's a small picture that is just for decoration or for the visual aesthetics, not more than that. The checklist, the designer checklist. The checklist basically includes several things that we need to think about when designing digital content. Like page layout. We think of a layout that is easy, simple, accessible for everyone, that everyone can easily see and understand. Basically, everyone, I mean like also people who use disability softwares like screen readers, dictation, text to audio, any aid that I think you attended the session before, they were talking about that, or yesterday. They should be able to use that. So making the page layout simple, not more than 3 columns, would really be appreciated and would help in doing that. We need to use white space to make the relationship between content more apparent. Like if I'm having different sections on my digital content, it should be grouped like all together. So it would be more friendly. Using the color contrast is very important, and that's why I'm using over here the background black on this presentation and the text in white to create a content. We're going to see some tools that would help us also define or identify how appliant are we with the guidelines. The contrast again, labels and forms. Everything should have, the form should have a label. So assistive technologies will be easy, will be like defining what's doing easier, and will be easy for those technologies to define that we are in a form. Images, any empty image like this one should be added next to it in the alt, that using that, saying that it is an empty image. It's used just for aesthetic. It doesn't have any real relation with the content of the website or form or digital content. Yes? No, these are the designers. Yeah, but over here, when I say like an image, I need to tell when I'm designing. So I'm going to add over here like this picture over here. I'm adding it just for design purpose, for aesthetic, not just like a meaningful image related directly to the content. So that's I should consider when I'm adding it, when I'm adding it to my design, and I need to specify that for the developers, okay, to make sure. Yeah, exactly. For an empty alt, so that means it's just for the screen reader, for example, does not start trying to find out what this image is or to read it. Exactly. So it's a non-meaningful image. Okay. For text images, I need to think of also adding text alternatives should be present, and it should be exactly the same as the text in the image. For images with illustration, must have high resolution. Why need high resolution? For the meaningful image, yes, definitely. I need to provide a very detailed description of the image. So I need to think of that in my design. How how this will be implemented, and how will this affect my design for the web content or the digital content. Media, if you have any audio, video in our digital content, we should think of several things, or main basically things, like make sure the recorded audio and video have captions. Over here we have captioning. That's by the way, captioning, if you don't know, like someone is typing anything that's being said. If we have a speechless video, we need to provide an audio describing the video, what's happening in this video. If we have audio, we need to add transcription also for just same as for the video. We need to provide controls for any video that is available on our digital content. Why do we need to provide controls? Controls, I mean by controls, let's say, for example, play, pause, repeat, volume, progress bar. So if someone wants to repeat that.
Okay, some cognitive or mental disabilities. One has, for example, a high volume, for example. So
Yep.
you can have
Exactly.
be a safe usage.
Exactly.
Other thing, people مثلا with learning disabilities need to repeat the video over and over in order to understand it well. The control helps.
Thank you. Exactly. So, and I need to do that because I need to think of people who have cognitive problems, right? So they can repeat the video, they can restart, they can increase the volume. So this comes back. This is why I need to provide controls for any media like audio or video content. Feedback, any error message, any confirmation message should be there, should be available, and should be indicated. Like if I'm filling a form and I click submit, there should be a confirmation message. Because what if someone clicked submit by mistake? Alright, so that's the feedback message. If I'm getting an error message, I should get a very clear error message with the title error or with an exclamation mark or something identifying that there was an error in this submission that I'm doing. And instructions should be easy and easy to identify and straight to the point. What's the error exactly? So let's discuss this form, for example. And by the way, the credits for this picture is for Derek Featherstone. I took it from one of his presentations that he gave on web accessibility and design. So let's think, what about this design? Do you see any problem over here? It's just fillable form with radio buttons saying first with 4 questions. First question, are you Canadian, with yes or no? Are you 18 years of age, older, yes or older, yes or no? Is your home address in Canada, yes or no? Are you a member of Canadian Forces, yes or no? And there's 3 buttons, quit, previous, and next. No. She's asking if he's Canadian. I could be Lebanese. I could be American. I could be.
Each 2 questions should be separated, I think.
Okay.
Number 1 should be separated from number 2 in a different box, because it might be confusing for people with visual impairments
Alright.
to click on yes or no on the correct place.
Yeah, that's good. Good idea. Just including with that.
Each question and maybe yes or no might be closer to the question.
Closer to the question. Alright. Yep, please.
I think, to be very honest, I'm a bit familiar with the guidelines and everything, and I think it looks good.
Okay.
So I'm still not sure.
Let's do a small exercise then. Have you ever used Zoom or the loop or the what do you call it, scope or magnifier in Windows?
Yeah.
All right. Did you try the magnifier sometimes? Okay, you should try the magnifier. And you should see the sense when you use the magnifier, because the magnifier will take like 90% of the screen, magnifying sometimes 2000% of the image, and sometimes 10%. Okay, so let me do a live test. By the way, I'm really trying to reach the text.
They're pixelated.
Yes or no is for one of the questions you will not know.
The text, the font size, the text, the alignment between the questions and the question and the answer is really, I don't know. Let me see how to turn off the magnifier now. So I really wanted to show you that magnification is only 500%. How hard it is for someone who's using magnifier, digital content could be. So over here, the one who's using the magnifier to answer this form, he will be reading, coming over here to read, and then he will go all the way to the yes and no. Most probably, what happened with me will happen with him also. He will lose this yes or no, or these for the first question or the second question. The yes or no on the second question, then he will go answer, and then go left to answer yes or no again, to go right again, then left to read the question, and then go right to read and to answer yes or no. Then he will go left again and go right all the way to answer yes or no. What's the pattern in your mind is now?
So her idea was correct, separating each
Exactly,
question.
separating and getting it closer to each other. So, and that's thing with me. What's the pattern that my mind created now when using the yes, left, right, and then what will be left? At the end, I'm gonna click quit. All this torture, and I would click quit. So over here, you can see that the first part is the text should be better displayed. It should be better aligned, white spacing that we talked about before in the checklist. The position of the answer should be closer, and the text button over here, it's really same font, same color, same form. So as visually impaired or with low vision, it is a torture for me to see this, to fill this form. Okay? Here's a proposal for another form. What do you think?
Can you please zoom out a little bit?
I can't zoom out, sorry.
But still, if you're not sure, quit or go back, must be a bit larger.
Over here,
No, yes.
so I'm getting there. So over here, it's much easier for me. I have the question, and beneath it immediately there's the answer, yes or no. And then the second question, third and fourth question. And over here the pattern is scrolling down all the way. Alright? And then I have the next bigger than the others. Because over here, if I'm sure that this is my submission, I'm gonna click next. If I'm not sure, I'll be looking for the not sure to quit or go back. We can, but still, like over here, if someone with low vision, it's easier for him to just click next because if he's done. If not, he will be looking for the no or quit or go back and he will find it just below because the pattern in his head is just scrolling all the way down. Another example. What do you think of this one? Let me talk about the positive. I see over here it's easy. There's no for low vision. It's not very complicated. For people with motor problem, it's easy because they will be using speech speech recognition, and maybe he will say to the dictation or speech recognition, please move right, move right, move right, faster, faster, move right to get to the number he wants. Is it friendly for people, let's say, how we can make it easier for people who have visual impairment or who use dictation or text-to-speech or screen reader?
Maybe add, it's okay. Maybe add plus or minus instead of dragging.
Add plus or minus. What else can I do? For anybody with a disability, for people who use, let's say, a screen reader, or people who use text to speech to text. How would it help? Okay.
Identifying the low region and
All right. Good. That could be a good idea. Wonderful. A text box. If I'm using text to speech, I can immediately go oil change, how much I pay for oil changes. Then I can immediately, a text box would help. I would say $250. It will be inputted directly into an input field. What I can add to this graph, we're getting to that graph. It's a tricky place. You're going into a landmine.
Using this list,
The minefield, sorry.
when I can increment or decrement numbers.
All right. Great. How would that help? Or who will benefit from this idea? That's text field. So anyone using technology like speech recognition or dictation, he can immediately input the number. Low vision who are using the magnifier, instead of going all the way right and left every time and move the cursor a little bit and then go and check the number, and we can add over here the value. That would make it much easier for them. Oh, either we can write the value, or if they want to use the cursor, they will see the number, the value over here. Okay? So these small ideas or small recommendations that would make really a big difference in people's life. فينا نحط اثنين سوا definitely. Definitely, it's much better to add both. Over here in the example, sorry, I should have, are you saying what's happening? So over here in the graph, we have slides that's going right and left, incrementing the number of the payment, or like in dollar, the number of dollars that someone is paying for each service for his car. So to make it more accessible, we added the text box and the and, so people can say text box if he's, and inputs $140. And at the same time, on the slider itself, on the bottom that's sliding left and right, we're adding the number that he is at. For example, if someone is incrementing the number, he will see what number now he is at. So that would be easier for low vision people to see if they are using a magnifier. Okay. Chrome. So over here, sorry, I wanted to show you something. It's still, I think, experimental for Google, for Edge, for several browsers. They are having the dark mode, which is for accessibility. Usually you see Google, when you go to Google, in the white, very white. They are changing it to implementing dark mode, which is very important for people with low vision or with visual problems, because what is light? Or what's black? Sorry, what's that black? Yeah, they can choose later on. But what's black? Definition of black. Absence of light. That's dark. And what we humans, what our eyes and brain grasp and identify is the light. So, as with people with visual disability, the light sometimes might hurt them. So if it's too bright, they will not be able to focus or to see the numbers. That's why we have the dark mode. And what's important and our brain should grasp is in brighter color and with the contrast between the black and the white, between the absence of light and the light.
Like and universe.
Yeah. Okay, now I came back to the main Chrome, the normal one, as I want to discuss with you this website. When I was preparing the presentation, I was looking for some websites or some digital content to give examples and to use as reference. What do you think of this website? Yeah, it is. It has designs. It has some meaningful images, some non-meaningful images. Okay. Yeah.
A lot of information, not enough time and being able to read everything. A very small icon.
All right.
Where to shop or to click.
Okay. So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit to just remove the distraction, the moving banners. I'm gonna talk about the positive side. These guys did a good job adding search box for people who with disability. They can just dictate what they are looking for in the search box, and that's really helpful. They have language bar, different language tools, different language options, and what I love really in this website is this, the dark mode. They already implemented in their website the dark mode for people with disabilities that changed everything to be more accessible. Alright, what they have messed up with menu. Sorry? It looked messed up. It's confusing. The menu at the beginning, it looks fine, but if you start going into the subcategories, you can see it's expanded to the right. How difficult will it be for me to find what I want? Sorry, yeah.
People that some visual impairments won't detect the bold one or the titles.
Wonderful.
It's not that.
Exactly. And people using also the magnifier again. If I go to that, I want to choose laptop and notebook. Look what's happening to me. I don't have any disability basically, but look what's happening to me. I'm trying to go to laptops and notebooks. Desktop computers is just popping again as desktop computers, redundant information that I don't need, that is preventing me from getting also game laptop. So I'm moving desktop computer, then I move further right to get back to the left option, and getting to gaming laptop, it's popping to the left hand side. So it's preventing me from getting to my destination, which is laptops or notebooks. So imagine this for people that are using assistive technologies. How hard will it be for them? Exactly. So I went to computers and laptops. They have several types. They are displaying it on the image. They have no description, exactly, nothing showing what's going on over here. I don't see anything. Let's go to, I think, all right. So I went further. Let's go again to dark mode to see over here. So as you can see, they did a good job over here by adding a mouse over button with a link to describing to me what is this laptop. Okay, that's a good idea, good thing. So if I want to get more information, like quick information about this laptop, if I'm using a screen reader, it will read it for me. Or if I'm using any accessible assistive technology, it will be easier for me. Okay. So, but what about over here? That's basically they did something over here in this website that basically is not compliant with the guidelines, which is they are using a button while they should be using a link. What's the difference between a button and a link? It's a hard question. According to the guideline, a button should be used for any submission within the same page. A link will be leading me to somewhere else. Okay, so over here, whenever I click, sorry, it's not better or not. It's just like in the standards to be used everywhere. So whenever I see a button, I know this is something, a submission within the same website. If I see a link, that means it's leading me to an external website or a different web page that I'm accessing. So over here, if I click view details, yeah, the link, yeah, it could be. It's another topic or another page or another. That's what should be a link. A button should be used to submit within the same form. Over here, it sent me to another link. So, but overall, they are doing very well. Yeah, they can simply click for more information, add small text. And thank you for this question. They can add one small text for more information. Click here without adding the hyperlink. The hyperlink should be embedded within the click here. All right. So if I'm using a screen reader, it will say, okay, more information about Acer Chromebook 314. Click here, www.ag.com/Acer/. Okay, it will read for me the link. So I say, okay, click, and then I go to that page for more information.
Most of such commercial websites use this button.
Yeah, that's why. What I'm saying over here, I'm giving them credit. It's at the end of the day, these are vendors. They have business. They want to sell laptops and computers, but still they are making some effort to make it more accessible. I don't know that guy, by the way. I just bumped into that website while I was searching for examples. All right, let's move forward. I don't have much time. And we get to the land point that my friend over here was talking about, the charts. Charts and graphs. Here's an example of a normal graph. How do you think this graph is accessible? What do you think of it? Is it accessible?
No.
Why not?
Because it's really too much.
But have different colors.
Yeah, but I think like these too much traffic at the same place in charts is normal.
They can't track each line.
They can track each line if they are using magnifier. What else? What if someone has color blindness? He will not be able to differentiate each one from the other. Maybe.
Maybe the text should change.
For colorblind, it's somehow sold because they mentioned Germany, France, but still it's confusing.
Okay.
But they mentioned already, this one is for Germany.
I agree. Thank you. But still, okay.
Mixing up.
If maybe they can magnify it. Maybe they can use the bar.
We can make it more simple, like giving two lines in a chart and then.
Well, it's no. I don't think it's like it will defy the purpose of the graph, because some people, they want to have, for example, over here, that GDP growth for 2000, between 2017 and 2012. So for several countries, which is Germany, US, France, Netherlands, UK, and Euro 17. I don't know what's maybe that's the title of that page.
Different line texture or structure.
Different line texture or structure.
Something like that.
We can make it histogram.
Okay, we can change the design of the graph, but still, they have the limitation of the color, the form. It would be easier somewhere.
But here, we can't use histograms because they tend to show the variation. Histogram won't show the variation.
Oh, right. So, sorry, just I agree with you, but I don't want to get more into details because we're short on time, and I know every one of us over here is starting having a cognitive problem. We're hungry, and the lunch is being served soon. So, anyway, I want you to do something for me. Okay, everyone, please close your hand just in front of your face. All right, as if you're holding a straw. Make it very small straw. Close one eye and look through your hand into that graph and tell me what was the GDP in 2011 quarter 2 for France. No, move your hand away from your face. Don't put it next to your eye. What was the GDP in 2011 quarter 4 or quarter 2, let's say, for France? Now, physically, you are using a magnifier, by the way.
It's like 90.
I don't know. Let's say.
Here?
2011 quarter 4. So if I'm using magnifier, I need to go over here and go all the way up to check. France, was it green? Was it blue? Was it? Yeah, I'm using magnifier, so I can't remember where France is.
9 Q4 or 10?
Whatever, any value. I don't mind. What I want you to just imagine the picture. If I'm using magnifier, I have to go first down to check the quarter, and then I have to go up, and then if I miss the color of the counter I'm looking for, I have to go right to check the color, and then I have to go back to the chart, look for the quarter, go all the way up to see, and then I have to move left to check the GDP. So, and I'm not sure if this is the correct number. Okay,
Maybe something if you press the word.
let's see this example.
I'll take folder.
Where's the-
Less informed, less So there is an indicator on
First-
each,
Yeah, thank you. First, they are using color coding. They are using different shapes and lines. Over here is dot, dash, dot, dash. Then, I don't know, square, whatever. Then over here they are using orange with circle, dash, 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 circle on each point. And over here they are using black and dot, 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 dot. Then another square in black to identify. And what is really good, what they did really good over here, is if I'm looking, whenever I hover my mouse over, it will tell me NVDA on October 17, 2017 it has 64.9% of the market.
even people without disabilities will feel
will feel more at ease. Thank you for saying that. Over here, let me mention something. I'm almost done with the part of the design. Let me the tips of how to create an accessible design. Let me mention, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to say this. Any accessible design, believe me, it will be much more easier for everyone, not just people with special needs. It will be much easier, much comprehensive for everyone. And when I say everyone, including developers, because maintaining such design, because of its simplicity, it will be easier. It might be more. It might require more coding to make it accessible, but it will be much easier in structure, in as design, in content. It will be much easier, and it will be much easier for everyone who's hovering.
It's like when you're doing the code, you write comments.
Yeah, when you're
The code, as coding, you write comments beside the code. It's the same concept.
the same concept, like writing codes, exactly. So, yes, please.
Just a question. Are there like specific guidelines for designers when they're designing these, or it's just like with practice you would know more?
It's not easy, as I said before. It needs a lot of practice, patience, a lot of experience. It needs a lot of hands-on material. It needs a lot of knowing and being and know the situation of other people being there. That's why I did the exercise of the straw and put your hand and look, so you can know the sense of using a magnifier. So it needs a lot of experience. There are some tips and guidelines that I shared before. It's really very important in creating the design, but still it requires some more work from everyone to get there. Okay? Over here there's a checklist for developer. I'm gonna skip it because of the lack of time. We have several tools. I think you saw it in several workshops. We attended other workshops. Several tools to check web accessibility, like Wave, Cynthia says, Move, Mouse Valid, Terra FFX. All these are websites and tools, and sometimes they have add-ons that you can install on your browser that will help you define how accessible your digital product is. Okay. For example, myself, I like Move a lot. Wave. But Wave, it just analyzes my website, and then it tells me what are the errors are, what are the warnings. It gives me flags. It gives me exactly what you can. It's a plugin you install on your browser, and it will check the website, any website. Okay. For color contrast, I think for free. Yeah, the add-on is for free. And if you don't want to install the add-on, they have a URL. Hello, we can check it together if you want to stay for 5 more minutes. For color contrast, we have Color Safe, A11Y Color Contrast Accessibility, and Learn UI Design Color Contrast. Over there, you can input the 2 colors that you are using, and it will give you help with the percentage of compatibility. Exactly. I think you saw that before in one workshop. A11Y. It has a meaning. Like, sorry, I'll let you know. I'll get you an answer for that. I forgot.
That's a question. I had a website you can showing the graph. Is it a website just to show us how to do an accessible graph, or it's a real website?
No, it's a real website. I found it online. So A11Y stands for accessibility. What A11Y accessibility? Okay, so 11 is.
What was it?
11 representing the count of letters between the letter A and the letter Y. So it's accessibility, and 11 is the number of letters between A and Y. Yeah. Highcharts.com. I don't know, Sarahton. I was looking online for charts for the presentation, and I got it. And to the good coincidence, if you can say, is over here is making a comparison between the market share of common desktop screen readers. So even the example was about accessibility. And by the way, it was pure luck. I was just looking for a chart to give an example. Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Perfect.
Will you come up with that presentation?
Check the name of the website. Sorry, Hamad? Marco attendance? Hachi attendance? Was anyone you know that? Thank you. So everyone, we've got your names, I think. You signed your names, you have your emails. Someone was asking about the presentation. Alright, we'll make sure to email the presentation. Who wants the presentation so I can just minimize the... okay, so it's much easier to write your emails so I can email you the presentation.
Can you give us your mail, please?
Yes, it's J. Yellow.
You send your email to send that.
Thank you for attending.